Hello, Terry Lynch here, medical doctor, accredited psychotherapist, best-selling mental health author, creator of mental health courses for mental health professionals and the general public. Today I'd like to speak briefly to something that frequently comes up in my work with people who've been given a psychiatric diagnosis. Unfortunately, there is somewhat of a divide in the world of mental health between people who have been given a psychiatric diagnosis and people who have not been given a psychiatric diagnosis who attend mental health professionals. Typically, people who have been given a psychiatric diagnosis, depression, bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, OCD, schizoaffective disorder, personality disorders, the majority of these are far more likely to have a strong medical input, and often only a medical input, into their care than people who have not received a psychiatric diagnosis. Because these psychiatric diagnoses are primarily considered to be medical brain problems, the worlds of psychology, counselling, psychotherapy tend to steer somewhat clear of those diagnoses, leaving them considerably and sometimes largely to be dealt with by the medical profession. This is most unfortunate. The worlds of therapy need to realise that the experiences and behaviours that come to be diagnosed as various psychiatric diagnoses have a far greater trauma and psychological input than is generally considered to be the case. Many therapists, many psychologists do not feel confident working with people with these diagnoses, and so the people with these diagnoses often receive levels of care that are beneath what they should be receiving. Here is just one of the very many such examples I have encountered over the years. A woman in her mid-30s, a 15-year diagnosis of bipolar disorder, attending psychiatrists throughout this time. The primary therapy that she received was medication, as is typical in relation to bipolar disorder, as you know. During this time, she attended two therapists. One quickly told her that she had a genetic medical illness, and that therefore therapy had limited scope, limited potential for her. The other therapist told her that she had a brain chemical imbalance, and that therefore, again, therapy had limited scope, limited potential for her. Being told by two therapists that therapy had limited scope, limited potential for her, this is a shame for which there are major consequences. Both assertions are false, both assertions are wrong. There are no verified brain chemical imbalances for any psychiatric diagnosis, and there are no verified genetic abnormalities that have been reliably identified and verified in relation to bipolar disorder. The potential benefits of therapy, which can be considerable given the often vastly underestimated place of trauma and psychology in relation to bipolar disorder, the potential benefits of therapy were therefore unnecessarily, wrongly compromised for this woman. Her situation is rather typical for people given psychiatric diagnoses. It really is a shame that trauma and psychology in relation to the psychiatric diagnoses do not form a much more significant part of healthcare responses for people given psychiatric diagnoses. I'm in the process of creating a course to correct this, in my opinion, very serious omission in healthcare globally. If you would like to be updated as to when this course becomes available for therapists, psychologists, counsellors, psychotherapists particularly, message me or comment below this video and I will ensure that you know about this course when it becomes available. I'm creating this course to coincide with an article that I've written for the British Association of Counselling and Psychotherapy's Healthcare Counselling and Psychotherapy Journal, which will be published in the July 2025 edition of that journal. Thanks for watching and have a great day.